Welcome everyone to another GameTalk Groningen 2, Ajax 3, Eyejax with me today. Hi man, you're not looking very happy. So even though we won, I think you have a lot to say. Um, I thought Ajax started pretty well in the first half, but after let's say 30 minutes, it kind of went down from there. So what's your overall opinion of the game and of how Ajax played as a team?
I don't know where to start, puppy. We're so shit. Shit team, shit league, shit performances. I'm just done with the season, man. If you look at today, yes, we looked quite good because they had a lot of energy and to try to force some things, but they cannot impose their will upon the opponent. And this is freaking Groningen. They're in 17th place. They have 18 points. They are relegated for a while now. They have nothing to play for. And still we cannot impose our will by making like chances that are 100% chance that could be transformed into a goal. It's nice, all that pressing and they have the mentality to not waste time and go for it. But they cannot have a simple combination or create a chance. And it looks like that when an opponent plays Ajax, their chances almost always look like 100% chances. And the way that Groningen was able to create chances that the end of the first half, of the last part of the first half, and also the beginning of the second half, we could have
Big
easily
chances. Yeah,
been behind. And
true.
that is against the number 17 that is already relegated. So don't let them fool you. They had some energy and they tried their best at the beginning of the game. But what great big chances did we create? Not that much. So
Actually,
really,
Ajax, we had the big chance from Bergwijn in the beginning of the match.
yeah.
From the and we had Kudus with a couple of dangerous chances. I thought he should have at least scored 2 or 3 goals today. Um, so also we didn't have our shooting boots, right? I thought the
No.
quality was there.
But I think they lost those boots the whole season already. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it's a frustrating game, right? Even though you come back from you're ahead, you can see the goal. Groningen becomes a little bit better than you in the final minutes of the first half. Second half, actually, Groningen comes out better from the dressing room than Ajax. It took like at least 20 minutes for them to pick it up and show a little bit of quality. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, I understand the frustration totally that we concede 2 goals. I thought we could have done much better there. So, what for you, Ajax? Like, what is it? Is it us as a team defensively? Is it just individual performance that we concede so easy these chances? How come it's impossible for us to maintain our leads this season?
I don't know, man. It's just a shit mentality, and they do not play well together, the team. And you could see it today again. We're so poor in transition. One pass from the back from Groningen, and they're 1-on-1 on the keeper. And I must say, Rulli was shit with that first goal that we conceded because he had to save that one. And that is it with this keeper, He makes world-class saves, and then sometimes he just fumbles one. Like
But do you really think that was Ruli's fault, Ajax?
I
Because
think
I
no, no,
see it as
no. It doesn't
Wijndal's
matter. It
fault, to be
doesn't matter.
honest.
The keeper is there to save us from some goals, And
Yeah,
this one was very much savable. And I must say he redeemed himself a little bit more during the game because he had some great saves that kept us in the race. But
yeah,
still, it's against Groningen. I cannot wrap my head around it. You're in third place, or we were in fourth actually because they already played AZ because their match didn't get postponed and ours did. But virtually, if we would have like played and won against Groningen, we would have been in third. We're in third now again, but it doesn't look like a top 3 team to me. We have
yeah,
so much difficulties creating and it looks like the players do not know what other players are doing. Usually when you're gelled together and you have that chemistry, when you have the ball as a midfielder, okay, my striker or my winger will make this move and will end up at that space of the field of the pitch, and you can just play the ball there. You have some sort of
yeah.
chemistry. But the team still looks like to me at this end of the season, if we're in preseason, it's still not clicking. It's still no chemistry. It's still difficult
Do
to
you think they
pinpoint
have
it
like given
exactly.
up, or do you think they have given up mentally, or are they still trying, in your opinion?
Maybe this team is just far worse than we think they are. Especially from the beginning of the season, because it's so difficult for us to impose our will, and if we cannot do it in the eredivisie, we do not have any stage to be in the Champions League or maybe even the Europa League, because the eredivisie level against the relegated team, we already have difficulties, and I saw it coming, man. It was 3-1 for us, and I felt it. I felt it in my gut. They are going to score again, and it's going to be
It
tied
it,
again.
it feels like Ajax backs down then, right? After
Yeah,
getting the goal, they back down a little bit and let them come, and it looks like the effort is a little bit gone after
yeah,
we scored a goal.
yeah.
Very
And
weird to see that.
but the only positive thing of today, actually two, um, we got the 3 points.
Yeah,
Thank God, we got the
thank
three
God.
points. So there's still something to fight for, and hopefully PSV will drop some points that we if we even can win against Utrecht. Because if Groningen is difficult already, how about that matchup against Utrecht? Because that's always a
Sure.
difficult one. But we're in our own stadium, so I will try to keep positive. But hopefully PSV drops some points and Ajax can win next match. Not only that we'll still have a fighting chance for that third place, but then they cannot bottle their game against Asset in that last game, because they have nothing to play for anymore, because they already secured their second place.
Yeah,
So I just hope that the last games still count for something, because otherwise I can see them bottling it just to
but I just, if we're having so much problems scoring against Groningen,
yeah.
we still have a difficult game against Groningen. Do you see us getting max points against Utrecht and Twente?
To be honest, no, and maybe the players feel the same as I do, because I feel burned out the last few games. I had difficulties even keeping my eyes open during the game. It was so boring from time to time, and it's painful to watch how inconsistent we are, how much trouble we have creating chances. There's no chemistry between the players, like good link up plays. It's horrible. It's just horrible, and it brings you back to the with no disrespect intended, but it brings you back to the Frank de Boer era sometimes, the football that we see. And we had the similarities back then also. We couldn't. We won a lot of games, but it was always close, or we couldn't we couldn't take a flight of 2 or 3 goals and just leave the opponent behind. It's always close, always those fighting games, and you see it again today. And I'm just glad that 90-minute whistle, like full time, it went in the end, because I
Yeah,
think if we had
yeah,
to play 5 more minutes, they could have easily conceded also. So yeah,
correct, correct.
the Mr. Positive vibe that I had of like a few months ago, it's gone.
Completely gone,
and
right?
and
Yeah,
I'm really drained. I will keep supporting my team. I will stand behind them no matter what. But we have to be critical still also. And the level that they showed today, again, don't let the score fool you. A 3-2 or a two
yeah.
three,
It's
because
just not enough.
it was horrible. It was horrible, and it reflects also in the grades that I gave, because I didn't give anyone a good grade today. They all had a 5, because if you cannot comfortably win and show some fresh energy that they tried in the beginning, but also within the quality you show on the pitch, not only being hasty, and trying to make
Yeah,
all of it, each second, each minute, but also what you show on the pitch, creating chances, making combination football. Didn't see that today. So the team lacks it against the team that's already relegated. So what are we going to do against Utrecht? What are we going to do against Twente? Those teams are
yeah,
much
yeah.
better than Groningen is. So
Correct.
yeah, very curious how it will unfold, those last matches. But I'm I'm seriously drained and tired of the season, man. So cannot wait
Yeah.
for it to be over, and hopefully we can grab the second place still, which will be very difficult. But please, please, at least grab the third place, because fourth will be horrible, even more
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, that would be a drama season for us. I think a lot of fans, Ajax fans, feel this season is too long. So I understand that emotion completely, Ajax. Um, I just want to finish off with, because most of your grades are fives. I do
All
want
fives,
to
all
highlight.
fives.
I know, but you did mark a man of the match. That was Tadic. I just want you to highlight him a little bit before I give you my last question, and
Yeah.
then
Okay, let me highlight him
finish it
for
off.
you. He gave an assist today. He gave the pass that turned into a penalty. It was a great pass on Wijndal.
Sure.
He gave the assist on Timber, or maybe it's an own goal. We do not know yet, because the foot of the defender also hit the ball.
And
And
that
he
beautiful
scored.
back heel to
Yeah,
Wijndal as well.
exactly. And he scored the penalty. But this is nowhere near the Tadic that we saw a few seasons ago. Yes, he had some awesome stats again today, but it's against Groningen, and all the majority of the play goes through him. And
Yeah,
if you see how many times he fumbles the ball or just cannot keep it with him because he flicks it on too far, or he cannot handle the ball, he's not trying to pass his direct opponent, on speed. Sometimes it almost looks like he's wrestling with them, and then all of a sudden he's in front of them. So
yeah,
it's just not good enough, also for Tadic. But if I have to give it today to somebody, I thought about giving it to Kudus. I thought about giving it to Hato because he's a young lad. I even contemplated giving Hato a 6 because he's still so young on a new position. But this team deserves a 5 overall, because if you play like this against Groningen, shame on you, seriously.
yeah, yeah. Okay, and my final question to you, Ajax, because this is all clear. Heitinga,
Yeah.
the way we are playing lately, I mean, you're saying it, the season is too long. I can't watch it. I just want it to end. Heitinga has been the coach for the remaining of the second half of the season. We're not seeing any development. I see a lot of rumor of people like don't want him as the next coach. Um, because of what we're seeing on the pitch, and a good coach should get more out of this team. Your opinion on this, real quick. Do you think he should be a coach after what we're seeing? Does he still have a chance in your book? Um, your last thoughts, please.
Yeah, Sven, the Mountain Augen said that he was in pole position when he came in. So maybe he dropped a few places on the grid. I do not know, but I will refrain my opinion until the end of the season, like I've said many times before, because I
Okay,
think we should give him the chance and leave him alone until the end of the season.
but you
But
understand the
yeah, I
the
understand.
rumors
I
and
understand the
the.
sentiment,
Okay.
and I'm just overall tired. But I think like we said in the last live talk on Thursday, at least I said it, we should blame this group of players more, because they have been horrible throughout the season, and they should have enough quality as a team to dominate the eredivisie. So there's fundamentally something wrong within the group, or with the mentality of this group. And there's just so much you can do as a coach. I'm not saying stick with Heitinga. I'm not saying sack him and get somebody else. But it will be, the only thing I'm saying now is, it will be a hell of a difficult season next season if you do not have a coach that is very experienced, yeah, and also know how to deal with a group. And in my opinion, and I said it also before Schreuder got sacked, I said it before the World Cup, my ideal situation still would be, but probably it's not going to happen, is Louis van Gaal. If it would be for a year, or 1.5 year, 2 years, or for the year to establish the team again, we need somebody that is a strong character and that knows how to create momentum within the group. And maybe even if it's for 1 year, he can transform this group into a group of players with some new signings that can fight again, and carry the identity of Ajax again. And if Heitinga would be able to maybe take a back seat for a season, maybe learn from Vergaal a bit as an assistant, that would be ideal in my world. Because I think it will be a sad thing to see a child of the club, you know, see him go, because he just tried to help out, the team and the club he loves. And the package that he received, that he inherited from Schreuder, and the way the team was, it was horrible, and he didn't have any time to get a signing in. So there are a lot of circumstances that should be taken into consideration when you judge Heitinga. But I will give my final thoughts at the end of the season. But for me, if he should go, Louis van Gaal is still the number one candidate that I would want to see.